On a business trip to Vietnam 4 years ago, Sweet Roskam's wife Martha made an interesting discovery amid the clutter of a Ho Chi Minh City gift shop.
And while she was out, she came across some dog tags, and she looked at the dog tags, and I think her words were, "There's a profound sense of sadness, because what are these dog tags doing on the street 30 years later?"
With the help of their son, an Illinois state senator, the Roskams have made it their mission to return the 37 dog tags to their rightful owners. In the past several years, they found over half of the Vietnam vets, including Van Miller, who was presented his tags in a ceremony at Fort Lee, Virginia.
This dog tag represents 2 years, 4 months, and 6 days of my life that I wouldn't take nothing for. Just serving my country was one of the greatest things I ever did.
At first, Miller was unsure of their motivation, but Mr. Roskam's persistence paid off.
I really thought it was a scam, so I did not even answer the thing, and that went on for about a year. And then one day I came home and my telephone was completely full of calls.
But in the end, the Roskams have only one motivation.
It's just something that we needed to do, to say thanks to these gentlemen for their time when they were in Vietnam.
Jay Bowman, Fort Lee, Virginia.
An American woman walking through some shops in Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam discovers a handful of military dog tags. Now, believing those tags shouldn't be treated as trinkets, she buys the whole bundle of them for 20 bucks.
That was 5 years ago. Since then, she and her husband have traveled the country, reuniting Vietnam vets with their long-lost tags. Today, they're here. New at 6, CBS 6 senior reporter Wayne Colville reports on an emotional Fort Lee reunion.
So there you are, sir.
It's a moment 35 years in the making. One that had Van Miller at a loss of words, with 1,000 thoughts running through his mind.
You wear these things supposedly all the time, and that tells who you really are.
Miller doesn't remember losing his dog tags.
It's kind of hard to put a date to when I lost them.
But Miller does know what it represents.
This dog tag represents 2 years, 4 months, and 6 days of my life that I wouldn't take nothing for.
Miller's dog tag among the 37 bought by Martha Roskam from this shop in Ho Chi Minh in Vietnam. Roskam and her husband have spent the last few years finding the owners or their family members.
This is our quest, if you will, and this is what we're supposed to do.
The Roskams believe the Vietnam vets or their families who finally get the tags are getting something else.
Van Miller is a very, very private person, a shy person, and he would not choose this public way of doing anything. But he deserves it. He really does.
Most Vietnam veterans admit they never got a proper homecoming or even a thank you. But for Van Miller, he says 35 years later, he couldn't ask for a better thank you.
This United States is a wonderful place to live. It is. And I'm proud to serve my time to keep it free. And I'd do it all over again if I was just younger.
Wayne Colville, CBS 6.
In 1969, Miller won the Medal of Heroism while serving as a sniper in Vietnam.
Today, Dinwiddie County resident Van Miller got back something he lost more than 35 years ago, half a world away. In an emotional ceremony at Fort Lee, Miller received a dog tag that he had lost during the Vietnam War. New at 6, Gene Lepity joins us with that unusual story.
Gene, Van Miller led a sniper team in Vietnam during some of the fiercest fighting of the war. At some point, his dog tags disappeared. He got one of them back today, thanks to the patriotism and persistence of a couple from Illinois. American soldiers who fought in Vietnam all carried dog tags so their bodies could be identified in case they were killed. Sniper squad leader Van Miller lost his in 1970, but at the time, he just didn't care.
It's something I just didn't need. I wasn't planning on dying while I was over there. I tried to do everything I could to stay alive.
A draftee from Dinwiddie County, Miller did prize the Army Commendation Medal he earned in Vietnam. Now he has one of his lost dog tags to go with it.
So there you are, sir. Does it look like yours?
Miller received his tag from Martha Roskam, who spotted it 5 years ago in a basket of coins in a street vendor stand in Ho Chi Minh City.
And on top of them were these 37 dog tags on a plastic string. They were just tied together, sitting on top.
She bought them all for $20. And since then, she and her husband Swede have returned most of them in person to the actual soldier or his relatives.
We have about 5 or 6 that we have to find yet.
Yeah, right.
It's not an easy chore finding it.
No.
Van Miller took a bit of convincing after he was contacted.
I just thought it was a scam.
But after seeing the Roskam's website, he called them back. And now he wears it proudly once again, a dog tag worth less than $1 to a Vietnamese street vendor, but priceless to Van Miller.
It's just a piece of chain and a piece of tin.
Yes.
So much more.
But that's, that's 2 years of my life that's in this right here that represents.
Miller says he doesn't know what happened to the other dog tag. Soldiers in Vietnam sometimes carried one tag around their neck and another tied to their shoe. If you would like to learn more, go to our website and click on Mentioned in the News. This is Gene Lepley, NBC 12 News.
Today, during a ceremony at Fort Lee, a Dinwiddie man was reunited with his dog tags that he lost while serving in Vietnam. AJ Legault reports.
It's been a long journey home from the jungles of Vietnam back to Dinwiddie County and the veteran they belong to. Today, these military dog tags were reunited with a man who wore them into battle more than 35 years ago. Van Miller was an NCO leading a sniper squad in Vietnam in 1970. During a mission there, his dog tags disappeared.
I have not a clue when I did lose them.
Fast forward nearly 36 years, and Miller, who lives with his family in Dinwiddie County, has a tearful reunion with the tags. They bring back memories and open wounds. What's running through your mind when you were standing up here?
Oh, stick that on.
The good man that was lost in Vietnam. My friends.
There's quite a story behind this reunion. An Illinois couple, Swede and Martha Roskam, visited Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam on business in 2001. At this street vendor shop, Martha found a basket filled with U.S. soldiers' dog tags.
I felt really sad because I knew every one of these told a story, belonged to someone.
Buying them all for $20, the Roskams vowed to return them to the rightful owners. In many cases, the tags were given to families whose loved one was killed in action. At Fort Lee today, during a special ceremony, the Roskams presented Van Miller with his tags.
I really do appreciate it. It's an awful big thing to me to be united with them.
At Fort Lee, AJ Legault, 8 News.